Hello, everyone. Welcome to We Got Your Six. I'm Chata.
And I'm Dave Huddleston. We Got Your Six is a series of stories that shows you what's happening inside the Atlanta Police Department. And like police say, we got your six, it means we got your back about what's happening inside the force.
Including another successful operation that has removed dozens of dangerous people from our streets. Dave tells us how this new form of policing has been successful for the Atlanta Police Department.
Atlanta Police!
Let me see your hands.
Blue light in it, pulling over for now.
Man, why you check out, man?
Atlanta police officers fighting crime on city streets.
You're gonna be in custody at this time.
Not only getting tips from the public, but officers are now using technology to monitor, track, and arrest criminals.
We use our gang analysts to use the data that we've collected to put our officers, detectives in specific locations to target the problem areas that we have in Atlanta.
Sergeant Jeffrey Henderson is with the Atlanta Police Gang Unit. He says police department analysts search for online gang information and then share that intel with officers. Jordan is one of APD's technology analysts. We're not showing her face for security reasons.
To be involved in those takedowns from headquarters and not always be out in the streets, but to be able to help them out in any way, it does feel super rewarding.
Whose car is it?
It's rewarding because it's working.
We're deploying our people in the right areas to take the right people off of the street.
They call the mission Operation Heatwave. Several different APD units like Apex and Phoenix Air, along with local, state, and federal partners to include the GBI, FBI, and ATF. They all identify areas where analysts like Jordan found gangs and guns are prevalent.
We're going after the key drivers of violence, the bad apples, and we're extracting them from those communities.
That's Major Ralph Woolfolk. In 2021, he was one of the department leaders who created this new data-driven approach to fighting crime.
We saw some reductions in our homicides in excess of 20%. We saw our aggravated assaults go down in excess of 30%. And then we saw robberies in the city at the time go down in excess of 17%.
That success continues. In the summer of 2024, records show officers arrested 103 people and confiscated 45 firearms.
We're seeing increased successes. We're seeing another year where our homicides are down in excess of 10%, coming off of a historic low year last year.
Because of this positive impact, Operation Heatwave has been expanded through winter months. It's called Operation Deep Freeze.
We learned from that first initiative, and we continue to evolve. We continue to learn and grow.
It is rewarding. It feels good to be a part of. It feels like a family here at APD.
Hey, sir.
Come on, step out. You call my lawyer, man. Hell nah, y'all ain't finna try me like that. Come on, step out. But now you get like that, you took off running.
Other law enforcement agencies have seen APD's success and want to duplicate it in their communities. Major Woolfolk says he has shared information about Operation Heatwave with almost 130 police chiefs and sheriffs throughout Georgia.
We're starting a new series called Faces of the Force. It's a personal look at why officers have joined the Atlanta Police Department.
We start with Major Aylin Mitchell, who is not only a decorated leader, but his personal story is one that may surprise you and hopefully inspire you to never give up.
You know, I came on when I was 21. I was the youngest in my academy class.
Major Aylin Mitchell joined the Atlanta Police Department 18 years ago.
It's been fun. You know, I've been able to accomplish a lot of things since joining the police department.
A rising star in the force, the Special Operations Section Commander leads more than 120 officers from the Mounted Patrol, SWAT, and even the Aviation Unit. A stand-up guy, but it's his personal story, what you can't see, that's unbelievable.
You know, from when I was born till I was 18, I lived in about over 40 places. Homeless at times, lived in motels, shelters, etc. You know, no father, single mother. There were several times I can remember where, you know, we were evicted, you know, on the side of the street. You know, the marshals came in and threw all our stuff out in trash bags, and my mom and sister were on the curb, they're crying, and I'm just, obviously I'm missing school, school bus passing by, people laughing at us because our stuff's on the curb.
Mitchell grew up in Southern California. His father, a drug dealer.
I didn't meet him for the first time till I was 12.
He and his sisters were raised by their mother. That's her on the left.
She worked whatever job she could with the limited education that she had. But, unfortunately that led to us getting evicted a lot. I'd probably say, every 3-4 months I was evicted.
His mother knew her children had to get an education and she had to keep them busy.
My mom kept me in Boys and Girls Clubs. She kept me in YMCAs. She kept me in PAL, the police athletic leagues.
It was those officers who taught Mitchell how to be responsible and helped put him on a stable path.
Them playing basketball with us, playing football with us, helping us with our homework, things like that, definitely had a positive effect on me. The way they helped me when there were times when I thought I had no hope and had no options. And so that was one of the reasons that made me say, I want to be a police officer, to do the same thing that they did for me.
What they did was help Mitchell break the cycle of poverty.
Of all the things that I've accomplished, considering how I grew up and to where I am now, taking pictures with presidents and going to the Super Bowl and World Series and all these things that I've got to do, considering where I grew up, I think my 2 greatest accomplishments are my children.
Alan Mitchell, a devoted father, a dedicated officer, an excellent example that you can break the chains that bind you.
And it was police officers that told me, you can do something with your life. Don't let your environment, and your circumstances determine what you can be.
The Atlanta Police Department not only works to keep people safe,
But in this Behind the Badge report, you'll see how they also work to develop the next generation of leaders.
Atlanta Police Sergeant Tashina Brown works to keep the public affairs unit running smoothly, but she also wants to be a department leader.
Okay, can you show me what you wear?
To get to the next level, she enrolled in APLI, the Atlanta Police Leadership Institute. She learned there's more to it than giving orders.
Being a newly promoted supervisor, that is not all about, I'm telling this person to do that, I'm setting out rules, and you need to do this, but there's a science to it. And honestly, that's what APLI was for me. It was the science behind why we do this, why we should do that.
We take the tools and their strengths that each individual has and groom them to help serve not only Atlanta Police Department, but the community.
Dr. Stephanie Thomas is APLI's director. She says more than 400 have enrolled in the course, like these current officers.
For those who would like to be chief, we move them up and prepare them for that executive chair. For those who would like to stay and lead within the areas that they're in, we give them enough tools that they can be successful.
So everything moves down to not all of a sudden it's an important thing the chief wants us done. We got to go out and do it now.
APLI is a 3-week, 220-hour course, and it's voluntary. Thomas says those who sign up are willing to put in the extra work to serve the community better.
APLI is about changing the leadership mindset, and that's what we're doing.
Sergeant Michael Carter is the program manager. He says they work to help officers be their best.
There's so many more tools to put into your toolbox. And then the one biggest component that I like about it is the community engagement. We talk about the importance of working with the community and solving crimes and just working together.
The Atlanta Police Leadership Institute is so successful, Thomas says other departments have enrolled.
That's fire, correction. We accept them all. But collaborating together is powerful.
APD is making moves to increase the number of women on the force. The goal is to have a department that is 30% women by 2030. Takia Parks gives us an inside look at a mother on the department who is climbing the ladder of success with APD.
What do police officers do?
Take back our
Okay.
Every day, men and women from across the country move to Atlanta to be trained and work amongst the state's finest law enforcement officers, the Atlanta Police Department. But with all its diversity in this male-dominated field, women are often overlooked.
Officer Maya Elliott, Officer Delshay Bill, Officer Taylor Washington.
To change that, the Atlanta Police Department has joined the 30 for 30 initiatives, aiming for at least 30% representation in policing by 2030. Right now, they're only at 18%, but that number isn't represented by women blending into roll call. It includes some of the nation's greatest leaders, strongest protectors, and fierce crime fighters. On episode 1 of the Real Women of APD, we're shining a light on Sergeant Tashina Brown, a mother of 2 and a dedicated officer with 13 years of experience on the force, who recently took part in Career Day at her daughter's school, sharing her experiences and insights with young students.
For them to have a great reaction or a great interaction with an officer and it be something positive, and they're so happy to see you. You know, they got so many questions and you want to answer everything, and they're knowing that I'm there to protect them and I'm out to catch the bad guys. You know, that's all they kept saying. You catch the bad guys, you know what I mean? So to have that interaction with them is super rewarding.
Do we talk to strangers?
No! Because they're gonna trick you.
And then if somebody approaches you that you do not know, what do you say?
Stranger danger!
In a world where headlines often focus on the negative, it's easy to forget the power of positive experiences. Sergeant Brown believes in the importance of breaking down stereotypes and tries her best to make sure her interactions shape civilians' view of law enforcement.
The positive interactions with police, if any, prior to this. And honestly, being in this field, I can still say even my coworkers, still positive interactions with everyone, with supervisors, and I've never had any issues. I'm blessed that I can say that, but I've loved it along the way. I mean, I can't see it being honestly it can only be better from here.
And there's still some work to be done on the civilian end when it comes to female officers. Take the popular Lil Wayne song Mrs. Officer, for example. When it first hit the charts, it became an anthem of sorts. But while the catchy beat and playful lyrics may seem innocent to some, they carry a problem that many female officers know all too well: being objectified.
Again, when I came out the academy, I went to Southport Morning Work, Southwest Atlanta. And a lot of the times when I responded to calls, when I get out the patrol car, first thing I would hear, they wouldn't even take me seriously, right? But I'm really there to answer a call, to enforce the law, and do whatever I need to do. But it's immediately like, oh yeah, she's just a female officer, or I hear that Mrs. Officer song or something like that. So it's really having to assert yourself. I'm here to answer a call, I'm here to do my job, and I'm gonna make sure that gets done. You know what I mean? So it was, for me, was being taken seriously.
And for the women contemplating launching their career in law enforcement, Sergeant Brown says,
it's beautiful on this side. It really is. When I say that you have a chief who supports you, your male coworkers support you, it's really, really a big family of support. I kid you not. And I'm here to tell you that that's how it is. You can do it. Believe in yourself, trust in yourself, know that you are worthy, know that you can do it, and know that you are strong and powerful, and we're all in this together.
I am Sergeant Brown, and I'm a police officer. Does anybody want to be a police officer when they're
We want to take you behind the badge and show you how Atlanta's finest constantly look for ways to become better police officers. One man's idea ended up creating a whole new unit for APD.
And I started trying to find out other technology that the drone could be utilized for our SWAT team, right?
That idea launched an entire unit. In 2017, Senior Patrol Officer James Cunningham took that idea to commanders, a drone unit that would help find suspects and missing persons. like an elderly man in southwest Atlanta.
The drone was called out to search the wooded area out there. The gentleman did have dementia, and we was able to find him in the creek lines.
The drones have helped capture criminals.
There's other instances where on the tactical side, the drone was able to be utilized to be able to find individuals that may be hiding in structures that didn't want the police to find them, and we was able to find them.
There are 4 drone operators in the unit, but Cunningham wants more.
I want to see this thing grow, and hopefully we could be the best possible unit within this department.
Officer Justin Michael was the first to join the unit.
I've actually met with Cunningham previously as a recruit.
He says the unit has been crucial for spotting protesters near the future Public Safety Training Center.
If we have somebody that's trying to hide out in the woods or they're jumping out of a vehicle, if the drone is up, we're able to catch that person right then and there.
Every week, the drone unit trains to keep their skills sharp.
And that's because with flying the drone, it's just like shooting a firearm, right? It's a perishable skill. So we want to make sure that when we utilize this drone, we're able to put the drone exactly where we want to be, whether it's indoors or outdoors, so we're able to complete the mission.
The APD drone unit, officers with special skills that work to protect all of us.
We want to make sure that we use this program to help the department and make sure that our citizens are safe.
Dave, our officers are out responding to calls for service, but you can also catch them out on our streets and in our communities.
Because it's all about building relationships, and that's why we call this segment APD in the City.
The Atlanta Police Department works hard to keep our city safe, but sometimes we like to get out and meet the communities we serve and have a little fun along the way. Every month, our officers, commanders, and leadership attend multiple events in the city. We love to show up for you and build lasting relationships. It all started with biscuits and badges in Zone 6.
We are in Zone 6 in Grant Park, and we are doing community engagement, and then we are also giving away some wheel locks and some gun safes.
Y'all live in the neighborhood?
I think people love to see us together and collaborating like we always do. We usually do it behind closed doors, so to bring that out to the community, I think it's really fun. We've got our horses out here today. We've got our fire recruits out here today, so we've got something for everyone to come see.
From there, we've hosted events in every zone, including BBQ&A in Zone 3, a first responders luncheon at Lynbrook in Zone 2, and of course, we've spent some time at Lenox Square as well. But it's not just about reaching adults. We also interacted with around 1,500 teens at the Boys and Girls Club Keystone Conference this summer. And you know we love to chat over a cup of joe.
Good morning, I'm Major Clay with the Atlanta Police Department, and we're here at McDonald's on Ralph David Abernathy for our Coffee with the Cop. We do many community events like this throughout the year, and this is one of my favorites. Events like this is important to build trust in the community because most times when you see a police, you're either in a state of emergency or you're getting pulled over for texting and driving. And we want to see you when you're at your best, when you're getting that great cup of coffee from McDonald's with your Egg McMuffin.
But don't think we're just here to talk. Our officers are always working to fight crime.
Sir, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be held against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. You understand your rights, sir? Have a seat.
What you gonna do when they come for you?
So next time you see a flyer for one of our community events, stop by and say hey. We'd love to meet you and learn more about what you want to see in Atlanta.
We're everywhere.
Yes, we are, and we appreciate you for joining us for We've Got Your Six, because we have definitely got your back. Thanks for joining. I'm Chata Spikes.
And I'm Dave Huddleston. Have a great day.